The Strait of Gibraltar, a narrow passage of water. It separates two continents, Europe and Africa. For centuries, people have dreamt of bridging this gap. Imagine a physical link between these two worlds. A symbol of unity and progress. The engineering challenges are significant, yet the political complexities are even greater. At the heart of the matter lies sovereignty. Sovereignty is not just a concept, it is the very foundation upon which nations build their identity, their laws, and their way of life. It is the principle that allows a country to govern itself without external interference, to make decisions that reflect the will of its people. The Strait of Gibraltar is not simply a body of water. It is a strategic choke point, a narrow passage that connects the Atlantic Ocean to the Mediterranean Sea. This strait has been a crucial maritime route for centuries, serving as a gateway for trade, culture, and even conflict. Its significance cannot be overstated. It is a boundary between nations. On one side lies Spain, a member of the European Union, with its own set of regulations and standards. On the other side is Morocco, a country with a rich history and its own unique legal framework. The strait serves as a physical and symbolic divide between these two distinct entities. Spain on one side, Morocco on the other. Each coastline tells a story of its own, shaped by centuries of history, culture, and geopolitical maneuvering. The waters in between are not just a natural barrier, but a space where the interests of these two nations intersect and sometimes clash. Each country has its own laws, its own borders. These laws govern everything from immigration to trade, from security to environmental protection. The borders are not just lines on a map. They are fortified with checkpoints, patrolled by guards, and monitored by sophisticated technology. Building a bridge means sharing control. It means creating a physical link that would require unprecedented levels of cooperation and coordination. Such a project would not only be an engineering marvel, but also a diplomatic feat, necessitating agreements on a wide range of issues. This is a sensitive issue, fraught with challenges. Public opinion on both sides of the strait is divided. Some see the bridge as a symbol of unity and progress, while others view it as a threat to national sovereignty and security. Protests and diplomatic tensions are inevitable. Who would manage the bridge? Who would police it? These questions are not merely logistical, they touch on deeper issues of trust and authority. Would a joint task force be created, or would one nation take the lead? How would disputes be resolved? How would we handle customs and immigration? The flow of people and goods across the bridge would need to be meticulously regulated. Customs checks, visa requirements, and security screenings would have to be harmonized to ensure smooth and secure transit. These questions are not easily answered. They require careful consideration and negotiation. Politicians and diplomats would need to engage in extensive dialogue, weighing the pros and cons and finding common ground. The stakes are high and the implications are far-reaching. They touch upon the very essence of a nation's identity and security. Sovereignty is not something that can be easily compromised. Any agreement would need to respect the core values and interests of both nations, ensuring that neither feels undermined or threatened. Any agreement would require immense trust and cooperation. Trust that both sides will honor their commitments, and cooperation in implementing and maintaining the agreed-upon measures. This is not just about building a bridge, it is about building a relationship based on mutual respect and understanding. It would demand a delicate balance between national interests and shared goals. The bridge could serve as a symbol of what is possible when nations come together for a common purpose. But achieving this balance would require patience, diplomacy, and a willingness to compromise. The relationship between Spain and Morocco is complex. Centuries of shared history, marked by both cooperation and conflict, weigh heavily on the present. Past disputes, such as those over territorial waters, cast a long shadow. Building a bridge requires more than just an agreement on paper. It requires a foundation of mutual respect and understanding. It demands a shared vision for the future. Both nations must be willing to move beyond past grievances. They must embrace a future of collaboration and partnership. The proposed bridge is not just a bilateral issue. It represents a monumental step towards uniting two continents that have long been separated by the narrow yet significant Strait of Gibraltar. This ambitious project aims to create a physical and symbolic link between Europe and Africa. fostering greater cooperation and understanding between the two regions. It has implications for the entire region. The bridge could transform the economic landscape, facilitating trade and movement of people, goods and services. It could also serve as a catalyst for regional development, bringing prosperity to areas that have historically been underdeveloped. The potential benefits are immense, but so are the challenges. The European Union and the African Union are key stakeholders in this endeavor. Their involvement is essential not only for the political backing, but also for the financial and logistical support required to bring such a grand vision to life. Both unions have a vested interest in seeing this project succeed, as it aligns with their broader goals of fostering unity and development. Their support is crucial for both political and financial reasons. The backing of these powerful organizations can help secure the necessary funding and resources, as well as ensure that the project adheres to international standards and regulations. Moreover, their endorsement can help garner the support of individual member states, which is vital for the project's success. The EU represents a bloc of European nations committed to integration and cooperation. With its strong economic foundation and political influence, the EU can play a pivotal role in driving this project forward. The Union's commitment to sustainable development and regional integration makes it a natural partner in this ambitious endeavor. The African Union similarly aims to foster unity and development amongst African countries. The AU's focus on infrastructure development and regional cooperation aligns perfectly with the goals of the proposed bridge. By connecting Africa to Europe, the AU can help unlock new opportunities for trade, investment, and cultural exchange, benefiting the entire continent. A bridge between Europe and Africa aligns with their broader goals of fostering intercontinental partnerships. It symbolizes a commitment to breaking down barriers and building a more connected and inclusive world. The project has the potential to bring people closer together, promoting mutual understanding and cooperation on a global scale. However, navigating the complexities of these organizations is no small feat. The project requires careful coordination and collaboration between multiple stakeholders, each with their own interests and priorities. Ensuring that all parties are aligned and committed to the project's success is a delicate and ongoing process. Each member state has its own priorities and concerns. Balancing these diverse interests while maintaining a unified vision for the project is a significant challenge. It requires skilled diplomacy, effective communication, and a shared commitment to the greater good. Reaching a consensus requires delicate diplomacy and a shared vision for the future. The success of the proposed bridge hinges on the ability of all stakeholders to work together towards a common goal. By fostering collaboration and mutual understanding, this project can pave the way for a brighter and more connected future for both Europe and Africa. One of the most sensitive issues surrounding the bridge is migration. Europe has seen a significant influx of migrants from Africa in recent years. This has led to political and social tensions in many countries. A bridge connecting the two continents could potentially exacerbate this situation. It could make it easier for migrants to reach Europe, potentially overwhelming border controls. Addressing these concerns is paramount. Any plan for a bridge must include robust measures to manage migration flows. This includes strengthening border security and addressing the root causes of migration in Africa. Section 6. The shadow of uncertainty. The political landscape of North Africa is ever-changing. Instability and conflict in the region pose a significant challenge to the bridge project. Terrorism is a real and present danger. The bridge, as a high-profile target, would require stringent security measures. Political unrest in the region could also impact the project. Changes in government or policy could lead to delays or even cancellation. Investing in such an ambitious project requires a stable and predictable environment. Section 7. A bridge across economies. Europe and Africa are at vastly different stages of economic development. Europe, with its advanced infrastructure, robust economies and high standards of living, contrasts sharply with many parts of Africa, where economic challenges are more pronounced. This stark difference is not just a matter of numbers, but reflects centuries of historical, social and political factors that have shaped the two continents. This disparity presents both opportunities and challenges for the bridge project. On one hand, the bridge could serve as a physical and symbolic link, fostering greater economic integration and cooperation. It could facilitate the movement of goods, services, and people, potentially leading to a more balanced economic relationship. On the one hand, the bridge could boost trade and investment between the continents. Increased trade could lead to more competitive markets, lower prices for consumers, and new opportunities for businesses on both sides of the Mediterranean. Investment in infrastructure projects like this can also attract further foreign direct investment, creating a positive cycle of economic growth. It could create jobs and stimulate economic growth, particularly in Africa. The construction phase alone would require a significant workforce, providing employment opportunities for thousands. Once completed, the bridge could enhance connectivity, making it easier for African businesses to access European markets and vice versa. This could lead to the development of new industries and the expansion of existing ones. On the other hand, there are concerns about equitable benefit sharing. Critics argue that without proper safeguards, the benefits of the bridge could be unevenly distributed, with European companies and investors reaping the lion's share of the rewards. This could exacerbate existing inequalities and lead to social and political tensions. Some worry that the project could primarily benefit European companies, exacerbating existing inequalities. There is a risk that local communities in Africa might not see the promised benefits, such as improved infrastructure, better services, and increased economic opportunities. Ensuring that local businesses and workers are included in the project is essential to its success. Ensuring that the bridge project benefits both continents is crucial. This requires a collaborative approach, with input from governments, businesses, and civil society organizations from both Europe and Africa. Transparent decision-making processes and fair distribution of resources and opportunities are key to achieving this goal. This requires careful planning and a commitment to sustainable development. The project must be designed and implemented in a way that respects the environment, promotes social equity, and supports long-term economic growth. By doing so, the bridge can become a true symbol of cooperation and shared prosperity between Europe and Africa. Section 8. The Court of Public Opinion. No grand project can succeed without public support. The Europe-Africa Bridge is no exception. People on both sides of the strait must be convinced of its merits. This requires transparency from governments and open dialogue with communities. Concerns about the environmental impact, the cost, and the social consequences must be addressed. Public opinion can be a powerful force. It can make or break even the most ambitious of projects. Section 9. A Bridge to the Future. The dream of a bridge connecting Europe and Africa is a bold one. It is a vision of a more interconnected and prosperous world. The political challenges are undeniable, yet they are not insurmountable. With courage, cooperation, and a shared vision, this dream could become a reality. The bridge stands as a metaphor. It represents the potential for human ingenuity to overcome even the most daunting of obstacles. It is a reminder that our greatest achievements are often born out of collaboration and a willingness to bridge divides.